Hello and welcome to Commodity Champions. I'm Manisha Gupta, and the theme today is about sugar and ethanol. Well, remember, this is one industry which is restricted in sense of exports, but this time around the markets are looking at a surplus of almost 3.6 million tons. I mean, this number comes in from ISMA, so there is a representation to the government to start allowing exports. The other demand that the industry has put out is, of course, about increasing the minimum selling price of sugar, which has been stuck at 31 rupees a kg since 2019. But since those years, we have seen the FRP continue to be increased. The third and the most important thing, of course, is about increasing the ethanol prices. Remember, for the year 24-25, this is a number that the industry is waiting for right now. And then it also is about flexi fuels, a long-term policy, and pretty much a lot that the industry is, as of now, asking for. Let's start this conversation with Claudiu Covrig of Covrig Analytics, who joins us here right now. Claudiu, hi, thank you so much for joining us. First of all, how would you look at India and the sugar situation that we have here? Last year was difficult. This year we're looking at a surplus right now. How are you looking at the numbers?
First of all, thank you for inviting me here. It's always a pleasure to be in India. So this time it's again a big pleasure for me. How do I look at India? Well, India is a very big producer of sugar, so the world cannot ignore India, right? So whatever India does now affects the global prices. The big problem that we have now is that Brazil produces massively, and then practically they are kind of at the peak of their crop. So then they will come, volumes will come and will hit the market. I understand that Indian mills, they would like to export something because we are sitting on big stocks here, but I don't think it's the moment right now. Because if India will come to hit the market with extra volumes, then prices will collapse. And another thing is that $500 per ton of sugar, nobody wants this price. I mean, in India, India will not be happy with this price. You have to carry this sugar, transport it to the port, FOB costs and everything like this. So I think prices above $550, $600 per ton would be more convenient for India. When this will happen, well, nobody knows. But if we look forward into, let's say, Q2 2025, I think this could be the right moment for India to export some crystal sugar.
How do you look at the international prices also? Because we've seen the raws continue to decline. It's trading below 20, below 19 as well now.
Prices have been pressured. I know some players try to push these prices higher, especially when you are a producer in one of the main countries. But it didn't go on like this because the crop in Brazil is simply huge. And of course, we don't know what the tail of the crop will be because the cane was very, very stressed, right? Didn't have water, but they had a tremendous crop last year. And then from the crop last year, they had such called caña bizada, so the leftover cane that was crushed up until end of May, and some volumes even in June. So big was the crop last year. But this year now they have again a big crop, which could end suddenly somewhere maybe in November. But up until November, we have huge volumes coming into the market. So that's why prices are pressured. We've seen that cash premiums are reacting. So then now sugar is at a discount. The Brazilian sugar, practically, if you want to buy it now, the miller and the trader will give you a discount of 5 points to New York, 10 points to New York, right? While the crystal sugar, they also produce massively crystal sugar, is also dropping. So indications were above 100, 105 above New York 11 per ton, and now they are at 85, right? So it's a massive. So pressure now. Will the 18 cents floor resist? I think for a while it will resist because we have massive buying also from China and from other refineries. But then looking forward into Q1 and Q2, that's why I said the right moment for the Indian exports will be probably there. We see support for raw sugar prices, especially in Q1. So March is supported because Brazil will not be there anymore. And then who can come to provide this? Thailand or India, or you see. So that's why the moment will be very important, the moment of announcement. So in my view, this should come somewhere in March, and then everybody's happy.
What also is your sense about bioenergy, biofuels, bioethanol? Because those really are the buzzwords right now. And we've seen India really take leaps into that one, while, of course, Brazil has been way ahead of that. Where do you see India within its balancing of its consumption, exports, and also biofuel?
Biofuels are very important, and then I'm very happy that India made this progress so fast. Even this year, when only about 2 million tons of sugar were diverted to ethanol, India reached very big blending mandates. No country in the world did this in such a short time. And this means that India has capacity also to use grains for ethanol. Yeah? So then this double capacity will lead to a market could be far bigger than Brazil, right, in time. And that's why the introduction of flex fuel cars is essential. And I think once you have flex fuel cars, you can go with blending mandates even at 40%. And this doesn't necessarily has to go there. And it might repeat the, let's say, what Brazil did, right? In Brazil, when ethanol is cheaper than gasoline at the pump, this stimulates demand. But when it's more expensive, they consume more gasoline. Sure. So then this is very important for the sugar industry in all. Whenever India will face hard years, for example, don't produce a lot of sugar, then also the ethanol will not be there. So it will be more, let's say, probably ethanol from grains used, or more gasoline that year, and then the year will pass, and then so on and so forth. So for this one, the government will not have to subsidize exports and stuff like this. So the market will go on its own mechanism. So sure. I see it with very good eyes, this, and then I think it's a very good thing also for the environment. You see, there is pollution everywhere, so, and for acquiring this energy independence.
Claudiu, thank you so much for joining us and making sense of what really is happening in the international sugar markets, and of course how he sees India as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.